where the line between hunter and hunted is breathtakingly blurred. Be the hunter or be hunted. Survival will be decided right now. Get ready for the upcoming battle of life and death. Hunter or be hunted. Cruel survival in Botswana. Located in the heart of South Africa, Botswana stretches like a rough gem in the middle of the vast desert. This is a land of primitive life, where nature still retains its wildness that time has not yet eroded. Each land in Botswana is a separate world, where life and death go hand in hand at every moment. This is a home to many species, but also an uncompromising battlefield. And in the midst of that wild life, on the endless golden grasslands, a short, muscular figure with mottled fur like paint, large round ears always perked up, is slowly approaching. The African wild dog pack, the most persistent predator on the continent. They have a strange beauty, with black fur mixed with yellow and white, forming random patches of color. Their long, sinewy legs are born to run long distances, and their white-tipped tails always flutter like guiding flags. Especially their large, round ears always perked up, help them hear the smallest sounds and dissipate heat under the scorching sun of the savannah. African wild dogs always especially love prey that is fast enough to challenge them, but not too big to lose control. In their world, impalas are the perfect target, with speed, alertness, and moderate size making the hunt a test of both strength and strategy. Today they seem to have been given a rare opportunity. From somewhere, a slight sound echoing through the wind has attracted their attention, drawing all cold eyes in one direction. From afar on the endless golden grassland, a herd of impalas were leisurely grazing on young grass. Their slender bodies were covered with shiny reddish-brown fur. Their bellies were as smooth as silk, and their black streaks curved along their hips like delicate carvings of nature. The proud males had nearly 1 meter long crescent-shaped horns, which were both a weapon of protection and a symbol of strength. The impalas moved rhythmically, their ears and eyes alert but still remained peaceful, as if they were unaware of the approaching death. On the other side of the grassland, a pack of African wild dogs had discovered their target. Their long, sinewy legs glided lightly across the dry grass, their mottled bodies blending into the ground and the sunlight. They did not make a sound, patiently waiting for the right moment. Each kept its position, its eyes fixed on its prey, its breathing slow and steady, like an invisible hunting net tightening. Suddenly, a silent signal passed through the leader's eyes. The air thickened. The herd suddenly rushed forward. After only a few breathless minutes, the impala was motionless. And on the Botswana grasslands, another survival story ended. Too fast, cruel, and unforgiving. In another area of the grassland, on the canopy of tall acacia trees, a troop of vervet monkeys were bustling from branch to branch. Their silvery gray fur reflected the sunlight, their black faces with white borders, and their sharp eyes were always scanning for signs of danger. Although they were not the favorite prey of wild dogs, they still lived in a state of absolute alertness. Because in Botswana, survival leaves no room for anyone to be careless. When the wild dog's feast ended, the herd gradually left the battlefield. On the dry ground, their footprints were deep, leading to a new time. Mating season had arrived. This is the time when the males begin to compete fiercely for access to the females, growls and battles always echoing across the grasslands. After the trials, the winner will mate with the female. After a competitive mating period, the female wild dog will be pregnant for about 70 days and will give birth to tiny velvety puppies, opening their eyes to see the world for the first time. The whole pack takes care of the new generation. The females take turns nursing, protecting, and teaching their pups to hunt from the time they are just a few weeks old. But the wild dog's childhood is always hanging in the balance with those lurking around, just waiting for an opening to attack. As time passes, the pups gradually grow up, step by step following the pack to learn how to hunt. The adult pack prepares to return to the pursuit on the grasslands. One day, the sun shines down on the burning ground. A pack of wild dogs gradually advances across the yellow grass, the smell of dirt rising with each light step. But this time their hunt is suddenly stopped by a small warrior, but absolutely not gentle. The pups have to stand and watch from afar, following every move of the adults. From the opposite side, a small but imposing figure is approaching. The honey badger. The notoriously stubborn man was slowly, his small shadow carrying a swagger as he walked towards this side. The honey badger was a solitary hunter, ready to confront creatures many times larger than itself. It knew no fear, nor did it retreat before any threat. Under the scorching sun, the pack of wild dogs scattered in many directions. They closed the circle step by step, tightening the distance, their eyes focused on that strange prey. Their white teeth were bared, ready to deliver a bite as strong as 300 paxi, enough to knock down the opponent. The honey badger seemed to have no defense at all. The surrounding air tensed. Suddenly, the whole pack rushed in. It only took a few minutes, struggling with an opponent with a thick skin, but it was useless. The confrontation ended in an unexpected reversal. The pack of wild dogs fed up with the stubborn one. They retreated in silence. In the harsh world of Botswana, sometimes the smallest is the one that makes even the most skilled hunters falter. The honey badger with its haughty gait trudged deep into the bush, as if no one had ever dared to challenge it. It is a small creature but carries the spirit of an indomitable warrior. Its sturdy body, its characteristic two-tone thick fur, and its nearly 6 mm thick skin make it almost immune to fangs and venom. This species usually lives alone or in pairs, moving tirelessly across the savanna and swamps of Botswana. They mate all year round, usually without fierce competition between males, and after a gestation period of about 6 to 8 weeks, the female will give birth to 1 or 2 young. In the world of honey badgers, hunting is a never-ending series of challenges. They usually eat insects, rodents, and even venomous snakes. After a tense confrontation with a pack of wild dogs, hunger rises again, urging it to set out in search of its next meal. However, the seemingly smooth hunting trip is suddenly interrupted. In front of it, a large, graceful black shadow is slowly approaching. The leopard. With golden fur dotted with black rosettes, its soft body but containing explosive power. It is famous for its ability to approach its prey silently and then launch a lightning attack. The air is thick. The leopard's growl tears through the silence. The honey badger still maintains its arrogant demeanor, as if the echo of its victory over the pack of wild dogs is still intact. The leopard stands diagonally forward, each step as light as gliding across the grass. The honey badger still swaggered forward, its sharp eyes challenging. Suddenly, the leopard charged forward. It seemed like they had won. But they had their own kind. The battle ended. The leopard still chose to retreat in this disadvantageous situation. Only when it disappears behind the tall grass, the space and silence return. Once again, the small but resilient one wins in the harsh grassland. As time passes, the grasslands transform into the leopard's mating season. This is when the males fight for every inch of land, showing all their strength and flexibility to win the gaze of their mates. For leopards, the mating season also marks the beginning of a challenging journey for the females. After choosing a mate, they go through a gestation period of about 3.5 months. After that time, they will give birth. Each litter usually has only a few cubs. And so they began their lonely time raising their cubs in a world that was never without danger. Time passed, and the leopard cubs were born. Now the female leopard no longer hunted for herself alone. She had to raise her cubs. The hunger of the cubs was like a constant urge, forcing her to take more risks, aiming for larger prey. Leopards are used to hunting alone, relying on stealth and speed to take down their prey. But once faced with the power of a pack, that solitude became a test of survival. And this time fate arranged for her to meet one of the most formidable groups of hunters. In the hot, steaming wind of the Botswana grasslands, she smelled a very familiar scent. The scent of the pack, the scent of life. Meanwhile, the wild dogs were enjoying a rare moment of peace after the conflicts and hunting tiredly. Little did they know that from the bushes, a dark shadow was silently creeping over, each step carefully melting into the weeds. The leopard stopped, its bright yellow eyes locked onto its target. A playful puppy was playing a distance away from the pack, completely oblivious to the lurking danger. The leopard suddenly charged out. Because one member had fallen, the entire pack of dogs in anger responded to the leopard. The battle ended. The leopard could only retreat in regret. The barking still echoed until the enemy completely disappeared. In the harsh Botswana, the strong do not always win. The leopard returned empty-handed, while the wild dogs, even though they lost a member, they still keep their cubs. And here life is always exchanged for sacrifice. The dust has settled, the war is over. On the great stage of Botswana, there are no villains, no heroes. There are only warriors, alone or in packs, fighting for existence in the harsh land. The victory of the leopard is written in the pain of the wild dogs. The existence of the cubs is exchanged for the sacrifice of their fellows. It is the symphony of life, a majestic music written from the low notes of loss. Here life is not given, it must be fought for in every moment. If you love exploring these moments, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of the next journeys. South America, the paradise of wings. As the sun rises over the western horizon of Brazil, a thin mist like silk still lingers on the water. The Pantanal, the world's largest wetland, gradually appears in a soft golden light, glowing like a giant oil painting made of water, sky, and thousands of creatures. On the mirror-like calm water surface, clumps of duckweed gently drift along the stream, reflecting the silhouettes of colorful birds starting a new day. In the midst of this peaceful scene, the Jabiru crane appears majestic. Nearly 5 feet tall, with a long white neck, a black head, and a vivid red velvet patch at the base of its neck, it walks slowly as if each step is carefully calculated. Its pure white plumage stands out against the misty gray sky and the cool green water grass. Jabiru is not alone. It is the living symbol of the Pantanal, the ruler of the vast marshland. Every time it stretches its neck to call out, the sound echoes like the chimes of a wetland clock, marking the time of this ancient ecosystem. Around Jabiru, hundreds of other birds gather. Gray herons stand still like stone statues on the grassy banks. Kingfishers hover above, then suddenly dive into the water like sharp arrows, catching small fish in the blink of an eye. Above, flocks of white storks flap their wings like sails filled with wind, casting shadows on the water's shimmering sunlight. And in the dense water hyacinth, a smaller bird, the jacana, seemed to be walking on water. With its long legs and slender toes, the jacana stepped lightly on the floating water hyacinth carpet, like a dancer performing on a glass stage. The Pantanal, in that moment, was like a natural theater, where each bird was a dancer, each sound was a piece of music, and the water was an endless open stage. Not all birds came here to stay, but all chose the Pantanal as a place to stop, breed, or feed, a legendary transit station for wings that traveled across the continent. In the heart of the vast Amazon forest, where the treetops connected like turquoise waves, and the morning mist still hung on the highest leaves, the sun gradually emerged, casting its first rays on the red alluvial rivers that meandered like sleeping dragons. Under that dim yellow light, the sounds of the forest began to come alive. It was not the sound of predators, nor the sound of insects, but the high-pitched, bustling chirping of hundreds of Amazon parrots, echoing through the sky like a jungle song that opened a new day. From afar, the parrots came like a rain of flying colors. Their green feathers sparkled in the early morning sun, interspersed with patches of red, yellow, blue, and purple that sparkled like precious stones falling among the treetops. The flapping of their wings mingled with their calls, creating a lively, joyful yet instinctive music. They did not fly aimlessly. Their target was a high vertical cliff on the riverbank. Where ancient clay had been eroded by floodwaters, revealing patches as smooth as ice cream. This was a clay lick, a natural earth mine, where the parrots came to eat dirt, a behavior that seemed strange but was a survival secret that had been passed down through generations. When the parrots landed, the entire cliff seemed to come alive. Hundreds of them crowd and cling to vertical surfaces, using their strong curved beaks to peck at patches of soil, as if they were gnawing on a delicacy. The soil here is rich in minerals such as sodium, magnesium, and especially kaolinite, which helps neutralize the natural toxins in the wild ripe fruits they eat every day. Dirt eating, for Amazon parrots, is not just an instinctive behavior, but a smart choice for survival in the dangerous jungle. But it's not just about eating. This is also where love takes flight. Amidst the chirping laughter of the flock, it's easy to spot pairs of parrots standing close together, beaks touching beaks, feathers touching feathers. They feed each other bits of soil that have been softened with saliva, an act that is both a sharing of nutrients and a testament to their bond as a mate. Many pairs even nuzzle their heads together after eating, gently stroking their feathers like a gentle hug amidst the noisy atmosphere. In the world of birds, not many species live a lifelong relationship. But for Amazon parrots, each relationship is an eternal covenant, reinforced through each feeding session, each care session, each time flying together across the forest canopy, perching on the same high branch to sing a call that only their mate can understand. As the sun rises, dust covers their beaks and feathers, the flock flaps its wings and flies away. Once again, the sky above the Amazon is lit up by brilliant wings. And below, where the cliffs still bear the marks of hundreds of bird beaks, love still lingers in every bitten grain of soil. Leaving the hustle and bustle of the Amazon, the journey west takes us to a completely different world, the Andes Plateau, a mountain range running along the spine of the South American continent, majestic, harsh, and sparsely populated. Here the altitude reaches over 4,000 meters. The air is thin, the wind blows harshly. The temperature can change dozens of degrees in just one day. The trees are sparse, leaving only dwarf grass and endless stretches of gray rocks. But in the midst of this seemingly windy and silent place, there is still life, and even giant wings gliding across the sky like the soul of the mountain. From a steep cliff top, suddenly appears a giant dark shadow. It is the Andean condor vulture gryphus, the largest flying bird in the Western Hemisphere. With a wingspan of nearly 3 meters, the condor does not need to flap its wings. It glides, as if floating in invisible winds that only it can feel. It can fly hundreds of kilometers a day without much effort, thanks to its ability to ride the hot wind rising from the mountains. The condor is a vulture, specializing in eating dead bodies, but in Andean culture, it is not considered ugly. On the contrary, the condor is honored as a god, a symbol of the sky, eternity, and the souls of the deceased being carried to heaven. Legend has it that when a condor feels its life is over, it will fly to the highest mountain peak, spread its wings one last time in the sunset, then let itself fall, as a ritual of rebirth between heaven and earth. At the foot of the rocky slopes where the condor glides, there is a world of small but resilient creatures. The Andean hill star, a special species of hummingbird, lives at altitudes of up to 4,500 meters. Although small and seemingly fragile, it is a resilient creature, keeping warm by staying in caves at night and slowing its heart rate to save energy. Every morning, when the sun warms the rocks, it flies out to find nectar from the colorful bellflowers blooming among the cold gravel, a vibrant color in the harshest place on the planet. Scattered in the canyons are the moss wren duca duca, a small bird with a clear flute-like song. They build their nests of dry grass, nestle in crevices of rocks, and every morning sing loudly into the deep sky, as if to affirm to the world that even in the cold and loneliness, life can still resonate. On a mossy branch, the red-tailed manakin Chiroxophia periola is diligently practicing its species' signature courtship dance. dance, small as a fist, with jet black plumage and a fiery red tail like a streak of fire in the forest. The male bird darts from branch to branch, flips and prances with the precision of a professional ballet dancer. He doesn't sing, he dances, and each flap of his wings is a silent declaration of love, addressed to the female who watches from afar. Not far away on a higher branch, a toucan Ramphastos tuco watches it all with a calm gaze. It doesn't dance, it doesn't sing, but it waits. Its large orange beak stands out like a patch of sunlight against the dense green, at odds with its compact body and servile lynx-like movements. Toucans are known for their fruit-eating diet, especially figs and succulents, but they are also opportunistic predators and know what's going on around them. From its perch, it glances down into a nearby hollow tree where a pair of tropical finches have built a nest. Inside are a clutch of naked chicks, their mouths wide open, calling softly in the shade. And with just a little carelessness, they could become part of the unexpected menu for this seemingly docile bird. In the vast and confusing world of the Amazon rainforest, where sunlight takes minutes to penetrate the dense canopy, there is a ruler who reigns supreme, without roaring or flapping his wings, but when he appears, the whole forest seems to be suffocating in silence. That is the harpy eagle harpia, one of the largest, most powerful, and most mysterious birds of prey in the world. Standing nearly 1 meter tall, weighing 6 to 10 kilograms, and with a massive wingspan of up to 2.2 meters, the harpy is a true force in the sky. But what makes it special is not its size, it is its perfect adaptation to the tropical environment. Unlike lowland eagles, the harpy's wings are long but not too wide, helping it easily squeeze through the gaps between the dense canopy. The silvery gray fur, white chest, and fan-shaped cap on its head are not only its identifying features, but also help it camouflage itself in the patchy light of the jungle. The harpy's eyesight is extremely developed. It can clearly see prey as small as a squirrel or a bird from more than 200 meters away. Its large front-facing eyes give it stereoscopic vision, allowing it to accurately calculate distances when swooping down from above. But the most terrifying thing about the harpy is its claws, up to 13 centimeters long, larger than a brown bear's claws, which can crush a human shin bone. Each of its paws can exert a squeezing force of up to 500 psi, enough to completely subdue an adult monkey in an instant. Hidden on a towering tree branch, where the wind and the sun are its only companions, the harpy is motionless. It has been sitting there for nearly an hour, motionless. Waiting. Below, a troop of capuchin monkeys moves through the tangled branches. A young one lags behind, playing with a ripe fig. That's a mistake. It lands on a shady branch, slowly adjusting its dead prey. In the dappled light filtering through the leaves, the harpy's silver fur glows with a cool, proud look. It doesn't eat quickly. Like all apex predators, it surveys its surroundings, then leisurely rips off the first bite with its beak. In the Amazon ecosystem, harpies serve as a kind of apex predators, regulating the populations of primates, sloths, and other tree mammals, helping to maintain a natural balance. They reproduce slowly, laying only one egg at a time, and it takes nearly 2 years for a chick to reach maturity. That makes each harpy all the more precious, not just biologically, but as a living symbol of the Amazon's remaining integrity. In a place where green is abundant and sound never ceases, the harpy chooses to live in silence. But it is this deadly silence that makes it the most majestic shadow in the jungle's sky, a symbol of strength, patience, and haunting wild beauty. In the cool setting of the Amazon at dawn, when dew still lingers on moss branches and sunlight paints the edges of leaves in gold, a creature appears that adds a new color to the entire forest. It is the toucan Ramphastos spep, a bird that stands out for its oversized, brilliant beak, a biological design that has even astonished evolutionists. From a high branch, an orange-billed toucan Ramphastos, Tuco tilts its head, revealing a beak that is nearly half its body long, a brilliant orange-yellow glow that seems to glow in the sun. At first glance, the beak seems like a burden. But But in fact, despite being up to 20 centimeters long, the toucan's beak is very light, made of spongy keratin and a dense blood vessel system inside, helping it regulate its body temperature like a natural radiator in the hot and humid tropical climate. The toucan's plumage is no less eye-catching. A jet black back contrasts with a pure white or bright yellow chest and blue-rimmed eyes that seem to have been made up. It is this strange appearance that makes the toucan the representative model of the Amazon beak, a symbol of enchanting wilderness. But behind that humorous appearance is a perfectly adapted body. The toucan uses its long beak to reach fruit on thin branches that other birds cannot reach, picking the fruit, peeling it, or discarding the inedible seeds. In addition to fruit, toucan also eats insects, eggs, and even baby birds, especially when harsh weather makes ripe fruit scarce. One of the lesser-known behaviors is the toucan's ability to hunt by surprise. Although it lacks the speed of an eagle, the toucan is a patient stalker. When it spots a small nest where the mother bird has inadvertently left the nest to forage, the toucan will quietly approach. There is no rush, it inches slowly, step by step, through the branches, its round black eyes shining with intense concentration. And then, when it is close enough, it swings its beak out like a swift scythe, snatches a fragile baby bird, and swallows it whole in seconds. While this behavior has earned the toucan a reputation as a thief of the jungle, ecologically, it is a necessary part of the Amazon's complex food chain. In addition to its role as a predator, toucans are also extremely efficient seed dispersers. After eating fruit, they often fly dozens of kilometers, dropping the seeds elsewhere, helping to maintain the biodiversity of the forest. As the sun rose, the toucan gently spread its wings from the canopy, flying in a soft arc through the dappled light. It landed on another branch, hopped a few steps, and then made its characteristic call, hoarse, short, and repeated, like the sound of a frog tapping a wooden fish at a forest ceremony.